Welcome back, comrades. This is Gaming with Austin, and today we are going to continue on with Floor 8, International Audience, Floor 9, North American and Russian audiences, assuming that Russia does not ban YouTube. And today, we're going to keep going on, placing one block at a time in Minecraft. Sometime in the future. And in my other Minecraft worlds, I erected my persona. Then eventually, I might erect Steve, which is the main Minecraft character. Then ultimately, I'd erect a giant Woody. The girth of Woody at Disney World's Hollywood Studios is probably about 3 feet thick. Yes, I'd even erect another Woody, named Woody Woodpecker, which is a slang term for a wooden dildo. I'm not trying to offend any of y'all. I'm trying not to offend any of y'all. The massive Woody they erected. It's about as large as a 2-story house. That Woody you see at Disney World is pretty massive. And in one of those posts on Facebook, it also shows a picture of Beavis and Butthead trying not to laugh about that. Just popping my knuckles, that's all. It's probably one of the best accidental dick jokes. Then eventually, when I get the time, I might show you how to build a 10 by 10 by 10 by 10 house. I'll show you how to build a 10 by 10 by 10 house in a future video. Even though Walt Disney is against my political views, he changed the entertainment industry. He revolutionized animation. You know, he was against my political views. Then eventually, one of the things I'd do is I might think about creating a pentagram of fire with netherrack. Slayer created some sort of pentagram with swords on their logo. Even though Slayer was a thrash metal act, they laid the groundwork for death metal. Eventually, I'd use note blocks to make a death metal song, but first, eventually, I'd use note blocks to make a cover of the song called the Internationale. And there was a satanic communist called Euronymous, who was based in Scandinavia. He was murdered by a neo-Nazi. You know, communists are more likely to get murdered by neo-Nazis than they are to get arrested. Just yawning, that's all. But back in the 50s, it was the other way around. Like, they were more likely to get arrested than get murdered by neo-Nazis back then. Now we start to accept them into society once more. I see the Red Scare as I see it as political repression. Not all communists eat meat. There are communists out there that are vegan. And some of them are also anarchists too. What I am is I'm a vegan libcom. Libertarian communist. I'm not full-on anarcho-communist, because I do favor some authority. Like, among far-left libertarianism. I do oppose authoritarian regimes. not all communists are evil. Some of them did pretty good deeds. Like Nelson Mandela. He was a Marxist. Marxism is a form of communism, based on the teachings of Karl Marx. Leninism is based on the teachings of Vladimir Lenin. Trotskyism is based on the teachings of Leon Trotsky. Stalinism is based on the teachings of Joseph Stalin. Maoism is based on the teachings of Mao Zedong. Even though Mao Zedong was pretty ruthless, he empowered women. But mostly he was a ruthless dictator. If it wasn't for the communists, we would have lost the Civil War. If it weren't for the communists. Like, we would have lost World War II. No, I get kind of confused between Civil War and World War II, because America was involved in both those wars. If it wasn't for the communists, we would have lost World War II, if it wasn't for the communists. If I was to buy myself a house, I might go for a 2-story house so I could have a stair step for exercise. Plus, it doesn't use as much land as a single-story home. A neo-Confederate is someone who is reactionary, libertarian, and also a nationalist. Some of them are socialist, though. For me, I'm more of internationalist. I oppose nationalism. Because nationalism can drive countries to war. Whether it be National Socialism, which is what Nazi Germany went by even though they were not socialist at all, that is not true socialism. An example of true socialism, go to Norway, go to Sweden, go to Finland. Any Scandinavian country will be an example of true socialism. is nationalism. And to achieve socialism, you gotta go through state capitalism first. Because that's what Norway is basically state capitalism, in which the state uses the profits to make the people's lives better. The reason I'm going towards building massive farms like this, like I'd erect vertical farms, maximizes agricultural output while minimizing land usage. A vegan diet can... vegans don't need as much land as meat eaters. Because someone who eats meat will probably need about 3 acres of land per person per year. This farm can provide... if everybody shared a common vegan diet, multiply 42 times 6, 84 times 3, oops, 126 times 2, under 252. Hmm. 10 acres, 60 people. 2,520 people would be fed for a year. That is how much land is required to feed that many people, assuming a vegan diet. Much of the land is being used for farming because of our dependence on meat. Meat requires a lot more land than vegetables, and fruits, and beans, as well as nuts, and grain. Where does most of our meat come from? Factory farms. And factory farms tend to have little regards to animal welfare. And despite that, owners have to feed their cats meat meat despite that, because they are obligate carnivores. Seriously, don't put your cat on a vegan diet, because the cat will die. But if you put a dog on a vegan diet, that's fine, as long as you be very careful. If you're concerned about land usage of meat, try to go towards cutting down on meat altogether. Factory farming is one of the most inhumane ways of getting meat. Regular farming is a bit more humane. Yet in the end, the animal goes to the same slaughterhouse. Intensive animal farming is a problem we have in America, because many of us depend on meat for nutrition. You can live without meat in your diet, as I am vegan. I will not buy leather. I'm not gonna buy leather. I'm not gonna buy anything that has gelatin in it. I'm not gonna go out and hunt unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, I'd only hunt small rodents to keep the population in check, like how cats do it. Or maybe leave it to the cat. And when it goes to cats, Disney has over about 200 feral cats, all sterilized to keep the mice population at bay, to keep the rodents at bay. Ironically enough, they're doing it to keep the rodents at bay. Anyways, this is it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video, dislike if you disliked it, subscribe for more, share this with your comrades on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. As always, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and peace out.